Win at any cost. The unspoken slogan seems to hang in the air across many training grounds and sports hostels in India. Medals give glory, government jobs, cash rewards, media attention, and lifelong respect. Failure, on the other hand, often brings silence, neglect, and forgotten careers. In this high stakes environment, the temptation to take shortcuts becomes strong. This is where the question arises: is the pressure to win medals the main cause of doping in India? The answer is largely yes, but the truth is more complex. Pressure is the spark, but many hidden weaknesses in India's sports system add fuel to the fire. At its heart, doping is the use of banned substances or methods to unfairly improve athletic performance. These substances promise quick strength, stamina, faster recovery, and better results. For an athlete chasing success, they can look like magic pills, but behind this illusion lies damaged health, ruined careers, loss of reputation, and betrayal of the very spirit of sports. Still, year after year, India records a high number of doping cases. To understand why, we must first understand the intense pressure Indian athletes live with every single day. Indian sports culture is deeply obsessed with results. Winning a medal is celebrated like a national festival, while coming fourth or even fifth is treated as failure. This creates a harsh message: if you do not win, you do not matter. From a very young age, athletes learn that selection, funding, and survival depend on performance alone. Effort, improvement, and honesty are rarely rewarded unless they come with medals. Over time, this thinking becomes dangerous. Athletes begin to believe that winning is more important than playing fair. This pressure becomes even heavier because many Indian athletes come from economically weak backgrounds. For them, sports is not just passion or pride, it is survival. A medal can mean a government job, a steady salary, free education, housing benefits, and social respect. Losing can mean returning to poverty, uncertainty, and daily wage work. When an athlete's entire family depends on their success, ethical choices become harder. In such situations, doping may feel like a risk worth taking. It is not always greed that pushes athletes toward banned substances. Often it is fear: fear of failure, fear of poverty, and fear of being forgotten. The pressure does not come only from families or coaches, it also comes from the nation itself. Before every major sporting event, the media builds huge expectations. Headlines talk about sure shot gold, India's biggest medal hope, or do or die performances. Athletes are constantly reminded that the country is watching. Social media praise can quickly turn into abuse if expectations are not met. This mental burden can be overwhelming. Under such intense scrutiny, some athletes start believing that winning clean is optional, but winning itself is compulsory. However, blaming pressure alone would be an oversimplification. Pressure becomes truly dangerous when it meets poor awareness. Many Indian athletes do not fully understand anti-doping rules. They may not know which substances are banned, how supplements can be contaminated, or how even traditional medicines can contain prohibited chemicals. Anti-doping education often uses complex language and is poorly communicated. As a result, athletes sometimes consume substances without realizing the consequences. There have been several cases where athletes claimed they tested positive after taking medicines given by local trainers or over-the-counter supplements. When awareness is low, pressure to perform becomes a risky game. Another major factor is the role of coaches and support staff. Athletes rarely act alone. Behind every athlete is a network of coaches, trainers, and medical staff. Unfortunately, not all of them are qualified or ethical. Some focus only on results, ignoring long term health and fair play. In certain cases, athletes have alleged that coaches gave them substances without proper explanation. This shows that doping is not always an individual choice. Sometimes it is a systematic failure. When coaches are rewarded only for medals, they too fall into the trap of results at any cost. Weak testing systems at lower levels also contribute to the problem. While testing is strict at national and international competitions, it is often weak or absent at district and state levels. This creates a false sense of security. Athletes see others winning through unfair means without getting caught, and doping starts to feel normal. Once this mindset develops, it is difficult to reverse. By the time athletes reach higher levels, habits are already formed. Certain sports are more affected by doping than others, and this is not a coincidence. Athletes, weightlifting, and wrestling constantly report high numbers of doping cases. Athletics is highly competitive with short career spans and limited opportunities. Small improvements can mean the difference between selection and rejection. Weightlifting and wrestling demand extreme strength and fast recovery, making performance enhancing drugs especially tempting. The pressure in these sports is intense, and the rewards are limited to a few top performers. This combination makes them particularly vulnerable to doping. So, is pressure to win medals the main cause of doping in India? Yes, it is the primary trigger. But pressure alone does not force an athlete to dope. It works alongside poverty, lack of awareness, weak governance, poor education, and an unhealthy obsession with the results. Pressure lights the match, but these systematic problems keep the fire burning. It is also important to ask whether athletes should be blamed alone. The answer is no. Responsibility must be shared by coaches, federations, sports authorities, and medical staff. Punishing only athletes is like treating the symptom while ignoring the disease. Without holding the system accountable, doping will continue to resurface. The solution lies not in fear but in reform. India needs to change how it defines success. Effort, consistency, and improvement must be valued alongside medals. Athletes should be given career security so that failure does not mean disaster. Anti-doping education must be simple, regular, and delivered in local languages. Coaches must be properly trained and held accountable. Mental health support should become a normal part of training, helping athletes manage pressure without turning to shortcuts. In conclusion, the pressure to win medals is indeed the main cause of doping in India. But it does not act alone. It becomes harmful when combined with economic insecurity, ignorance, weak systems, and a medal-obsessed culture. If India truly wants to grow as a sporting nation, it must look beyond the podium. Winning clean should matter more than winning at any cost. Because in the end, a fair athlete who loses with dignity is far more valuable than a champion who wins today but fails tomorrow. True victory lies not just in medals but in honesty, health, and the courage to compete the right way.